Right? Do the bullies get ahead in life? Um, Now, if I were to like bank on the bully, whether a group of bullies get ahead in life, or a group of the victims if they get more successful in life, and just success maybe in all aspects, leadership, economic, relationship, things like that. I would bank on the bullies. Um, Now, I think the best um, bullies developed dark triad traits very early in life, and they learn how to boss people around. They learn these are skills. These are dark triad skills that are very good for the workplace, especially for workplaces where it's not too there's not too much of a pedestalization of high analytical IQs. So I think learning these dark triad traits won't really get you ahead much in many engineering, kind of fields, or STEM, or ones where you have to put your head down and you have to know the science first, or there's like a barrier where you have to be a minimal analytical IQ. But that's not the whole world. A lot of jobs, especially outside engineering, are just sales, banking, finance, lawyer, oozing, schmoozing with clients. A lot of these jobs are just learning social dynamics, social manipulation, how to being a boss, how to being like have to be like develop these dark triad social traits. And I think being a bully when you're young, you learn these things, you grasp them at a young age. You stick with them as long as all a bully has to do is just mature themselves out of that, just tone it down a bit, and he'll probably be fine for many corporate jobs. Meanwhile, the victim like has to go through years of like therapy and years of gaining that confidence. And confidence after 25, after 30 is really hard to get. Like confidence, outer confidence. But the thing is, the victims have bad inner confidence, so they have to create this inner confidence as well as the outer confidence. So all of that after 24, 25, 30 is really hard to redevelop, to create, to develop. But I mean, a bully, toning it down, after 25, 30, that's after 20 especially, that's not that hard. And it's very normal that most past bullies just become regular people. I mean, just become like regular workers, and a lot of them end up becoming like the CEOs or the top principal, in charge. You'd be surprised. Like a lot of people I look up, and they weren't bullies to me, but they were bullies to some people I might see in class, or just girl bullies. Girl bullies, um, especially too. And they're the ones that you be seeing on like on the on the websites, like, oh, top performer, or giving back to her community. A lot of these people that are really successful, not all the time, but every now and then, it's like these people have, um, you know, their background's not the most saintly. Um, and then the victims is just, you see them up, look them up, or I don't know, LinkedIn. If they STEM max, a lot of time it works out, but a lot of times they're just, they're looking for a job. It's hard because they're not great at the social connection part. Um, and then, yeah. What else did I write in my notes? Yeah, social manipulations. Another thing about bullies is that they're really good at um, I'd even say like subtle, like fake bullies, but they're really good at manipulating the masses. They're really good at creating a following, um, gaining a following of let's say like normies, right? Um, and then the only people that can see through that BS are alternative personality types, A lot of times they'll be black pillars, or they'll be, I mean, I don't know, incels, but even just from the Myers-Briggs and INFJs, us INFJs are the most. We detect non-genuine people at an instant, and we detect people that aren't good for you long term at an instant. So we're part of those alternative personality types that will instantly detect a fake person or a bully or a person that's trying to use you in some way. Um, but when it comes to the masses are easily fooled by a snake kind of people. And the thing is, a lot of bullies when they're younger, when you're younger, it's easy. You just like bully people emotionally or make fun of them. But there's a transformation. They become snakes as they get older. So you can't be going around pushing people in locker rooms as you get older. And if you do, you're gonna be like a truck, I don't know, driver, some blue collar job. Like you're gonna be capped at what you can be because um, how rough you can be. You're not gonna be able to walk in any like, top firm acting that way. So most of them do mature, but they become from bully, they transition to snake. So that's like the transformation. That's like the path of most younger bullies. They become like snakes or subtle snakes. Subtle bullies become subtle snakes. Um, and yeah, like people like me or some other people, especially in the black sports space, like we can see through this BS really quickly when they're trying to use someone. But a lot of people, especially normies, they get fooled by it. They get fooled by the hey, what's up, what's up. But you know, um, it's but that's like a very very like a sixth sense that some of us have. Um, I'm not saying like hey is bad, but that's just an introduction to, you know, anything fake. They'll say eventually where they end up trying to use you. And I'll make a video on how to detect fake people. It might be the one after this. We'll see. But yeah, and just in my personal life, my uncles, older people, cousins, acquaintances, all the people I've seen that have gone up in higher positions or have like these, you know, there's someone to, I guess, look up to just off just looking at a first glance on LinkedIn. A lot of these people they're not really great people growing up. They were bullies. They were fake. They used people. Um, and even a lot of my nicest cousins I had growing up were, they didn't really amount to. Um, they kind of had the lower tier of outcomes when it comes to their lives, even in like in the poorer sector. The bullies end up on the higher range, and then like the victims are like um, either they like, some of them do ascend like and go way do very well, but bullies find a way. The thing is, bullies or bullies or snakes, this culture is really built for them. So what was the point? So yeah, if do they get ahead in life? I mean, like Back to the Future. We think of a former bully working as he's low tier job, and then like the nerd wins, like a Revenge of the Nerds. Um, I think if you are um, like a nerd, you really gotta embrace it, and you really gotta you really gotta like be confident and be proud that you like some sciencey stuff, whether that's chemical engineering or computer science. But if you have low inner confidence, then yeah, you're not gonna ascend economically and leadership. You're not gonna ascend leadership wise. Um, but if you really really like are passionate about whatever field you're in, then you'll do fine. Um, and then as for the bullies, like if a lot of bullies, snakes, a lot of them do, and they might not be like in it's engineering, like high analytical IQ jobs. Though even in there, there's snakes too. But a lot of them do end up like in social dark triad kind of jobs, and they end up being like the top ones when they get there. So um, I think nowadays it's much healthier. There's more alternative types for us other for guys that um, for I guess for Revenge of the Nerd to win. There's remote jobs. There's these all these computer jobs. I think maybe 30 years ago it was rougher, and there was just no it was just sink or swim. Um, but yeah, you'd be surprised how much of these top people, whether in politicians, maybe you wouldn't be surprised. A lot of politicians, like start, were just bad people. If you ask any of their cousins or anyone, they were just bad people growing up. So yeah, everyone's history is different, so you just got to be watchful.